Hi guys, and welcome back to Strip Tea. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and we just got done meeting an amazing guest. She was a jack of all trades. Not very different from our next guest that I'm going to bring on. She started her journey as a teacher and a psychotherapist, and now she's an actress, a singer, and a model with DreamTraxx. So we cannot wait to hear her story and kind of what drives her to do what she does. So everyone, please welcome Carmynn Bradley. Nice to meet you.
How
Love
are
the
you?
tattoos, the
Thank
outfit.
you.
Thank you. Please take a seat.
Yeah,
Welcome
of
to the
course.
hot seat.
Thank you.
So you have also a lot going on. You
Yes,
have
I
a
do.
great history with education and all those things, and you're now going more towards like the art realm of stuff.
Yeah.
Dawn actually is part of social media show. She's the host of Vegas Views, so this is kind of where like the tie comes in.
Yeah.
But please let us, the viewers, know kind of your start when it came out and you just started as a teacher and how that led you to what you do now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I used to sing to my students.
Okay.
They were
All
the
right.
ones that kind of, there's been people on like American Idol who are like, my students encouraged me to like come on this show. They were always encouraging me to kind of like follow my dreams. And I would always tell them like, I'm going to be in movies one day and I'm going to sing. But for a while I just wasn't, because you live like a traditional life and you have a 401k and it's scary to leave all of that.
Right.
So it's taken me some time, but things have happened and I've kind of just been pushed toward what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So what really drove you to teach, and particularly English? What was that motivation?
Now that I'm like here talking about it, I feel like it was a love of the art back then too, because I actually went to school for writing. I became an English teacher, but I loved writing my own stuff and teaching writing and like teaching the artistic process of like creating it and finding your own voice.
Yeah.
So again, it was kind of like the platform for where I'm at now, where I'm singing and I'm writing music.
Yeah.
I had to do all of that to get here,
Romantic literature, I feel like, is kind of your right. You start with the arts, like anything that has to do with literature, and a lot of that kind of ends up you going along that art form. What grade did you teach?
I taught mostly ninth graders.
Oh, okay, so older.
Yeah,
so you were
but
able
I
to
had
connect
seniors
with them that way. All right.
most recently, so I taught like AP Lit. So it was just like a really dove into literature and like the history of it and how it impacted our world. And
which is very important to know.
Yeah.
We were just talking another talk show before this, and it kind of drives in about how history is important to people that are now, whether you're in trending, social media, all that stuff. There's something that led us here, and how important that is. So you also had this thing in your bio that talked about psychotherapy. So tell us a little bit about that and what that realm of your life is like.
Yeah, so I just recently stepped out of that career also to focus on the arts, but I spent a couple years working with people who had anxiety, PTSD, lots of trauma, people just trying to figure out their life, like a lot of existential crisis. And I got pushed into that through teaching as well, because a lot of the kids just didn't have the mental health support that they need. Like schools don't have as many therapists as they need to. I have this vision in my head where like every classroom has a therapist in it. That would be something that, like a long-term goal that I would want to help create in our world. So I spent a little time in the industry helping people out, healing from my own stuff, like helping people heal, hearing their stories. And I think I was telling the guys outside that like I want to do comedy around mental health, because I really do want to like wake people up to that. Like healing is real. That's my thing. Healing is real. Like
mental health is real.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So after you kind of switched gears, what was the deciding factor for you that you woke up one day and you said, this is it. I have to follow my heart, follow my dreams?
Man, I'm trying to like pinpoint that one moment,
Because even though it's been ongoing, you've had it for a while, but something woke you up one day and said, today's the day, right?
Yeah, I think what happened is they got a part in like a local film, and I had to cancel my clients like during the week to make time for what I wanted to do. And what I realized is that I needed the time to do what I wanted to do, and it became clear at that point that I needed to be available and I needed to not like be afraid, especially with money. Money's the scariest thing, about stepping into an unknown world. But yeah, it was when I got that part that I realized like this is it. I just gotta go full force.
Yeah, I love that. It was meant to be that way, though, that you got that role.
Yeah.
Now, are you originally from here? Where are you originally from?
I'm from California.
California.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been in Las Vegas?
About 5 years.
Okay, so not that long. So you
Yeah.
kind of seen how things are slowly building up when
Yeah.
it comes to the arts.
Yes.
And what is your take on that? Where do you kind of see Las Vegas going towards?
Yeah, I think like timing is everything, you know, and that story about me getting that role, I think that's kind of like happening to Vegas as like an entity, you know, like producers are coming here, the strike is happening, like it feels like things are rolling and that I'm a part of it, you know, and that was something that I really wanted to do, is jump in, find a community, like write things with people, produce movies even if I'm not making money, just to kind of get out there. And I think I can feel it. It's like an energy around
the
us,
energy,
you know?
yeah, 100%. That like you want to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of, that's how I feel in a way.
Yeah.
So once you decided to start following your heart and doing something more in the art form, do you have any training alongside these things, or did you just kind of jump into it and just kind of figure it out?
I've been training with DreamTraxx Academy for acting. For singing, I was going to Don't Tell Mama. Do you know
Oh, okay. Yes, I do know where that
Yeah.
is. I know some of the resident singers there. I love that. Yeah.
So I sub there sometimes.
Okay.
I just started going there as a patron.
Yeah.
And then I was just, like, I found myself singing for 8 hours a day to, like, prep to go there. I just recently got formal training with a friend of mine for my voice, but singing I've always done it since I was a kid. But yeah, I just kept going, kept getting better, kept getting louder, kept getting more confident, eventually started working there. And then acting training kind of followed. There's just something that was like nagging at me, you know, and one day I just like Googled and found DreamTraxx and showed up, and then I ended up competing in New York a couple weeks ago. So it's just been, you know, like once the ball gets rolling, it just kind of gets faster and faster.
Yeah. So how was the convention in New York? IMTA, correct?
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? Did you end up getting signed by anybody at this convention? Because I know that kind of is what happens, right? You do a showcase, and then you have a convention, and agents from across the country are there on the world sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
That was the goal. I'm still waiting to hear back from a couple of people. So it's interesting because I thought that like I would be signed, and I don't know, I had this picture in my head that I would get some kind of contract and get a lot of money. And that's not what happened, and yet so many doors have opened since I've come back. I'm working with a producer on a character we're building for me in a movie. I'm working with another friend, trying to be a part of the production side of his film. I got a part in a series. I've been building up my own portfolio, like actors' reels, taking more headshots. It just seems like things have just kind of been happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, not in the way that I thought it would, and I learned a lot while I was there about like not taking things so seriously was probably my biggest personal lesson. Like I was putting myself in a box, and I want to have more fun with my art and not put so many like expectations on myself. So it was life-changing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, with places like those academies, like mother agencies is what we would call them in the industry. And then you end up in showcases. A lot of that is selling the dream. But what a lot of people don't understand is when you go there, you're a number, right? It's a cattle call audition. And you can experience it, but there's no guarantee that you are going to end up becoming what you are trained to become. And that's what a lot of mother agencies don't tell, is a lot of those experiences, which doesn't mean it's not a bad experience, because sometimes that can catapult you if you are lucky. You do a runway part of the audition and you are trying to be a model, like that's kind of what ends up happening. But in the end, it worked out in a different way that would be more fitting for you and your type. So when it comes to modeling, I know that was also in your bio. Is that something that you're also trying to go towards, apart from doing headshot photo shoots?
Yeah, I am. Actually, right now, my next step is in regards to an agent is to get into one just for modeling. Because like I said, I have a lot of like acting projects right now. So I want to get into an agency so I can like make money through modeling. That's kind of like my plan to support the rest of it. Yeah, that modeling is hardest for me amidst all of them. There's a lot of like psyche stuff I've had to overcome.
There's a lot of things that go into each realm of the music, the film, and then fashion modeling side. I'm just, at the end of the day, though, it kind of sparked your initiative, and I had to kind of go and just figure things out, because everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to have a different journey.
Yeah.
Right? So is there, what kind of motivates you to get up every single day to continue to push? Because I'm sure that you've also encountered, like every artist has, if an artist says they haven't, they're lying. Something that they're like, oh my God, like I feel like nothing's happening. Everyone hates me. Everything I put out, everyone's criticizing. Like, how do you get past that for yourself?
Yeah. I was thinking about something earlier when I was at the convention in New York. I went to a songwriting chat, I guess, with like, you know, producers and record labels. It was just kind of like a Q&A sort of thing, and we were talking about just like owning if something that you do is good, and just like continue writing, write a song, acknowledge if you like your work, acknowledge if you don't like your work, just keep doing it. Kind of like what I said earlier, like don't take it too seriously. I guess for me, what's getting me up is just like being in the moment, like whatever it is that I feel compelled to do in a moment. Write a song, do a melody, practice my guitar. I've been teaching some guitar. I don't know. I'm not articulating this in a very clear way, I don't think, but I guess I think it's because I feel pretty motivated right now. Like I haven't really been in a rut. I feel like I get up every day and there's something that I'm looking forward to. My trap is when I get too distracted.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's too many things going on, so I'm not finishing a song because I'm focusing on too many different projects. So I'm learning how to kind of narrow. I think all artists have ADHD.
Oh,
you know? It's like
another
if you have
thing,
ADHD,
if they say they
you're
don't,
an
they're
artist.
lying. Yeah. The brain's always going. It
Yeah.
doesn't stop. It's so bad. Trust me.
Yeah.
But so you write your own music, which we are going to hear you play after your interview. But what do you normally write about? What's your inspiration? Where does it come from?
Emotions.
Okay.
Yeah. Melodies just kind of come out of me. Like I kind of just vomit them.
Yeah.
So like if something happens, I come home, and then like if I have the time and the space, I just start singing.
Yeah.
So I was telling again the guys outside that I'm filling in on music theory that I didn't learn as a kid, so that I can write music to support the melodies that I feel like are naturally coming out as an artist. But I've written songs about like a lot of loss. I was on the show with Dawn like 2 months ago or something, talking about my brother who passed away 7 years ago. So I've written songs about that. I've got some like uplifting, almost like, you know that song from Shakira in that Zootopia, like try everything, like songs that are like get it girl, like that kind of thing, just like motivational ones.
Self-confidence,
Yeah.
we love that though.
Yeah.
Having versatility in anyone's art, especially music, is
Yeah.
something, and having music theory and composition training and things like that is production as well. Is very, very, especially when you're a recording artist, is very prevalent.
Yeah.
So what's the legacy that you do want to leave behind in regards to the arts? What are you striving to end up? What's your end goal?
I'm glad you asked me that question because I can kind of mull it over. But I know mental health is very important to me. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind, is that I think that I would like to have the type of voice that people listen to, so that they feel compelled to take the leaps that I've taken, like live the life that you want to live. I want people to see me like smiling and happy and not regretful of my decisions, and be like, man, like if I've been doing something for years I don't really want to do, like doesn't matter how old I am, I want to take the jump into who I want to be, like authenticity, genuineness, all of that.
Yeah, and that lacks a lot sometimes when people hit a rate of stardom. You know, the humbleness goes, they're just trying to make things that could be viral, but there's no heart in it alongside, so it's not their true selves, which I feel the art is lacking a lot, especially with TikTok being very prevalent, Reels, you know, everyone's trying to create something fake to mask its reality, to be seen and adored over and monetized, which that's a part of social media that I don't like. So when it comes to true artists that are like, you know what, I'm just going to march my own beat. I'm going to put out stuff that at least I enjoy, because that's what I find meaningful. It's going to be longer lasting than a trend, right? And that's kind of how I feel that a lot of artists these days are they're struggling with, because they're like, I want to be famous, and how to get there is I just have to do stuff that's going to get my face out there. Algorithms,
Yeah.
trend, TikTok
Yeah.
dances, right?
Yeah.
TikTok challenges, like what's popping now? What song do I use? And to me, I'm like, but I don't like that song, so I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
But you have to, and I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So what I love is that you have your own sense of self,
Thanks.
and it comes from your own emotions and what's true to you, because what people forget is we all live different lives.
Yeah.
So what works for them is not something that you'll ever experience, because you didn't live the same life they did.
Yeah.
So how you channel things is going to be completely different, and that's going to motivate you and push you farther in this world of competitiveness versus others, which I find very endearing. And so congratulations to you. But one more question I ask this of all of my guests, because it sums up kind of everything that you said about yourself and your journey, and what is there a philosophy that you live by?
Is there a philosophy that I live by?
Yes.
I'm kind of crazy. I have like mantras that, again, it's kind of like those melodies, things that come out. So I think it changes, but the one that's the most prevalent lately has just been be in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Be in the moment, feel it out, connect with who's in front of you, take advantage of what it is you need to do in every single moment, and not worrying so much about the future. Was something that I was thinking about when you were talking, was just that, not letting fear overtake you. Whatever is driving you should be something that you believe in. You're driven by passion, you're driven by love, you're driven by connection. Fear is always there, and it's so easy to follow that. I'm so afraid that my art won't make money that I'll lean into those algorithms and try to sell something that isn't me. Versus if I'm in the moment and I'm leaning into my passion, there's no guarantee that it will bring anything.
Right.
But I'm just trusting that it will.
Because the people that have made it, they're all different. They all have something they bring to the table. Lady Gaga is not the same as Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same as Tony Bennett. It's not the same as boy groups like the Backstreet Boys, right? Everything just kind of has its own thing.
Yeah.
And to be the same, trending, might last for a little bit, but will you build something that can inspire others in the end, which is what art should be, in my opinion. Inspire other people. So you are performing for us. What is the song that you'll be performing?
I'm going to do a cover of Alanis Morissette's Ironic.
Oh, I love that. It's very fitting to your style. Alanis Morissette is very fitting to your style.
Yeah.
Do you have a personal connection with the song? Or is it just a song that you love?
Life has been interesting for me in my personal world lately. It's been crazy and unexpected and beautiful and ugly and ironic. Yeah.
You live day by day, right? We love it. We love to hear it. See, that question that I ask always just showcases you as a whole, and I love hearing the answer, because I'm it makes total sense. It's the authenticity of the answer. It just shows your authenticity in the interview, which is great. Now, where can people find you and kind of maybe look to you to maybe hire you as an actress, a model, whatever?
Carmynn Bradley at gmail.com, Carmynn Bradley on Facebook, Carmynn_Bradley on Instagram, and you can find me subbing at Don't Tell Mama sometimes. So look out for their Facebook, because you might see my face on there. But I'm looking to act. I'm looking to sing. I want a band. If there's anybody out there that wants a singer who's a musician who's been looking for that, that's the thing I've been manifesting the most. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Maybe after today, you're going to see your true talents performing Alanis Morissette, today. So everyone, Carmynn Bradley, make sure to don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for being on the hot seat. We're so glad to have you. And she's not done, because she is going to sing that Alanis Morissette cover after the break. So make sure you guys don't go anywhere. And everyone, just make sure to follow her. Give her one more round of applause, everyone, for being here, opening herself up to all the viewers like you, and just being honest and her true, genuine, authentic self. So make sure to go anywhere. We'll be right here after the break. See you then.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Old man turned 98. He won the lottery and died the next day. It's a black fly in your Chardonnay. It's a death row pardon, 2 minutes too late. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Was to play it safe, was afraid to fly. He packed his suitcase, kissed his kids goodbye. He waited his whole damn life to take that flight. And when the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Life is a funny way of sneaking up on you when you think everything's okay and everything's gone right. Life is a funny way of helping you out when you think everything's gone wrong and everything blows up in your face. It's a traffic jam when you're already late. No smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting the man of my dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figured? Life is a funny way of sneaking up on you. Life is a funny, funny way of helping you out, helping you out. Thank you.
Carmynn Bradley, everybody. Make sure to look out for her and follow her social media accounts from her handles that she mentioned early in the interview. Thank you so much for being here
Thank you for having me.
blessing us with this amazing music and amazing song, your cover version of Alanis Morissette. So everyone, make sure to not go anywhere because we're going to be back after the break talking still. But everyone, applaud Carmynn Bradley one more time. Everybody, thank you so much for being on here, and we will see you after the break.